Welcome back. It is estimated that $600 billion is lost every year because of employee theft and fraud. Believe it or not, it is very prevalent in business today, whether it's a private business, a nonprofit, or even a government industry. And this type of activity increases during the holiday season when many businesses hire temporary help. Here with more on what to look out for and how to protect yourself is Colin White with Loss Prevention and Safety Consultant. Colin, good to see you here.
Thank you,
How
Alex.
are you?
I'm good.
These statistics are pretty shocking. 1 in 10 employees will never even get caught.
1 in 10 will never even get caught.
Wow.
Yeah,
Why is this so prevalent in the business industry?
Well, you know, I think a lot of times it's just something that a lot of business owners, especially small business owners, they just don't think of. They just don't think of. It's not something in the forefront of their mind. A lot of times smaller business owners, managers, supervisors within these organizations, they are really focused on bottom line driving profits and making sales. And a lot of the other operational controls kind of behind the scenes just aren't really something that they should fortunately be focusing on, and they really need to be focusing on these things.
Okay, good. Let's talk about it because a lot of times, especially as you mentioned with small business owners, we're hiring even, some of our family members. And we don't want to be there 24/7, so we put all our trust into these people that work there.
Absolutely, and unfortunately, I could share lots of stories where even family members have been known to steal from other family members. So very, very unfortunate. But yeah, a lot of times what business owners just need to be aware of are certain things that need to be in place, very basic things like counting money at the end of the day, making sure that all of the money reconciles, making sure that they have some sort of an inventory control system in place for all of their inventory, their back stock, whether it be in their back stock room, on the sales floor, etc. A lot of companies, whether it be retail, restaurants, anybody with any type of inventory, they find that they don't have an inventory control process in place. That's going to be number one, definitely what I recommend to all of my clients. And then number two is really getting a set of solid policies and procedures and controls and protocols in place. And again, it goes back to the type of industry or organization that you're really dealing with specifically.
What about training for all managers and employees, and how often should that occur?
Yeah, it really depends on the organization, depends on the industry that they're looking at. What I recommend is at least probably on a quarterly, if not on a biannual basis, to have somebody come in and deliver training when it comes to loss prevention, employee theft, and fraud prevention.
And you also say that physical security measures should be inspected maybe on a monthly basis. What do you mean by that?
Exactly, yeah.
Tell us about
Making sure your alarm systems are working. That's a really small thing that a lot of people don't think about.
But aren't alarm systems for people who are trying to break into your business?
They are, but that's all part of reducing theft and reducing issues from happening to you. So I look at it all inclusively, not only from employee theft and fraud internally as well, but externally as well. And you'll be surprised at how many issues are found where alarm systems have been compromised by employees, actually.
Oh, really?
Absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, these are all things that we look at when we come in, and it's amazing when people get creative and they start thinking about how could I potentially take advantage of my employer. They think outside of the box and a lot of different creative ways to do these things, unfortunately.
Now tell us how you can help a lot of these business owners, because a lot of this stuff may seem logical to a lot of us and a lot of business owners, but there are so many things that we can learn from you. Can you talk to us about that?
Absolutely. Well, what we typically do is come in, we meet initially with the business owner. Depending on the size of the organization, we may meet with multiple people within that organization. Really get a firm understanding for what kind of controls and processes they have in place at this point. Then determine whether or not they're currently having any issues, what are the issues that they've been having, what are the past issues that they've had, and then start working with them to implement solid policies and procedures and controls beyond that. A lot of that has to do with the training and development of their management staff, their associates, and then putting those policies and procedures in written format so they can then go back and have those to train new employees that are coming on from from that point on.
I bet it's just important to let your employees know that you're watching in some way or another.
Absolutely,
right?
Absolutely. And that's one of the things where, unfortunately, you do find mishaps in controls because, again, managers are human beings. They get caught up and they go over and over and over, and they're just caught up in their day in, day out business, and they're not touching bases with those associates, those employees on a daily basis. Sometimes, unfortunately, when morale issues occur and other things, that's when people decide, hey, you know what, I'm going to maybe try and do this because I'm having a financial problem or some sort of another issue outside of work.
Well, it says here that the U.S. Chamber of Commerce states that 1/3 of all small businesses that file for bankruptcy will do so in connection with an employee theft or fraud incident.
Absolutely.
That's surprising.
Absolutely, yeah. And here's another interesting statistic. The FBI states that 75% of all employees from the beginning of their career life cycle to the end will steal from their employer at least one time.
What?
Many will do it multiple times depending on whether or not they get away with it or not.
Oh,
so,
goodness.
Yeah, it's a problem out there. It really is.
It's a problem. But if you have any questions or want the help of Colin and the Loss Prevention and Safety Consulting business, please give him a call at 925-989-5043. 989-5043. Area code 925. Colin, always good seeing you. Have a great Thanksgiving holiday.
You too.
All right.
Thank you very much.
We'll talk soon. Okay.
All right.
Still to come here on Central Valley Today, our cutie of the week. Look at this little guy or girl. I don't know. We'll find out when we come back because we're going to make the introductions after the break.